for Thursday, January the 23rd, 2025 at 8:52 in the morning. I am Christopher Moore. And I am in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and Minneapolis is in Hennepin County in the state of Minnesota. This is week number 4 out of 52 weeks in the year 2025. There are 8 nouns this week. The first noun is a press release from the World Health Organization on January 16th. They are launching a fundraising appeal for $1.5 billion. They're focusing on 4 areas. Number 1, conflict. Number 2, climate change. Number 3, epidemics. Number 4, displacement. They say there are 305 million people in urgent need of humanitarian assistance in 2025. They're calling this the 2025 Health Emergency Appeal, HEA. Underlined. Important words from the back: international humanitarian law. The second noun this week is from the United States Department of Treasury, a press release on January 15th, 2025. I found it interesting, important, intriguing, because they are remarks by former Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen to the New York Association for Business Economics at the William F. Butler Awards ceremony in New York City. And this is about the Biden-Harris administration's economic record. Her remarks were from key economic data and analytics. Important one sentence that I liked: I will argue that the U.S. economy has done remarkably well in the aftermath of the pandemic. That's a direct quote from then former Secretary of Treasury Janet Yellen's remarks. Other intriguing words: advanced economies, a word I've never heard before, counterfactual, inflation, unemployment, trade-offs, without a dash, without a hyphen, sound decisions. The word sound, the Friday after 9/11, that's 11, 12, 13, 14. Friday, September 14th, 2001. Then President George W. Bush. I hear you. Pretty soon the rest of the world will hear you. Sound decisions. It is 10 pages of remarks. In her conclusion, she starts with the word America and then references U.S. with 39 footnotes and notes. The third noun this week is from a press release from Chevron that was released January 13th, 2025. Chevron, the New York Stock Exchange symbol, CVX. They announced Laura Lane, Laura Lane, Vice President, lowercase v, lowercase p, Chief Corporate Affairs Officer, effective February 1st, 2025. She has 3 responsibilities: government affairs, communications, social investment activities. Will be based in Houston. For more information, their media contact is Ross Allen. Our fourth noun this week was released January 1st on PJ It's in regards to their PJ Tour studios that cost $50 million to build. They started to build these studios in 2022, and they started testing the technology satellites in 2024. The PJ Tour are making their own golf content, and they are on Ponte Vedra Beach in the PGA Tour's global home campus. Creative content. This was written by Cameron Morfitt. How do I think this might relate to me? In 1997, I worked for the Ladies Professional Golf Association. Worked at their Ladies Professional Golf Association headquarters in Daytona Beach, Florida. Again, separate from the one golf course, now two golf courses, plus a 3-hole practice course that has the name LPGA International. And that was the year that Ellen DeGeneres, on her ABC primetime comedy, her television character came out as lesbian, and she also then, I think, came out as lesbian or identified as lesbian. And ABC News telephoned a colleague to ask if LPGA headquarters had a satellite uplink to interview then LPGA Commissioner Jim Ritz, and we did not. And I've told those facts numerous times over the last 5 years. Next thing you know, PGA Tour gets a $50 million studio. In 2020 and 2021, I also talked about on ESPN in the 1980s, the 1990s, inside the PGA Tour, inside the LPGA Tour, inside the Senior PGA Tour, and how that was made by PGA Tour, not entertainment, PGA Tour Productions in St. Augustine, Florida. Obviously, the PGA Tour left St. Augustine, Florida for facilities in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, just like the World Golf Hall of Fame left St. Augustine, Florida. Coincidentally, I was at the opening of the World Golf Hall of Fame with another director, Terry McCracken, Director of Finance for the Ladies Professional Golf Association in 1997. The fifth note this week from Time Magazine. I thought this was interesting reporting by Jeff Kruger, intriguing, January 14th, 2025 at 5:32 p.m. Eastern Time. Educational, sort of informational about how dangerous winds fuel Los Angeles wildfires. Cold air, warm air, the ability of weathercasters to predict a resurgence of the Santa Ana winds, as they're doing this week, the week of the 14th, January 14th, inspires some confidence that Los Angelinos can plan for what's coming. Additional reporting from Time.com, home losses from LA fires hasten an uninsurable future. The sixth noun this week from the United States government, the military, DARPA. In 2024, I talked about this on the July 25th, 2024 Nouns video, obviously posted on www.MakeThatPutt.blogspot.com, that I wanted to, in 2024, I wanted to be a substance use disorder coach. And what that included was a Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint document, this way or this way, with on one side a daily reflection, and on the other side something from that day's newspaper or that day's news. So whoever I'm the coach for, with over 3 years of continuous clean and sober time, and you don't want to talk about daily reflection, instead of the weather, we can talk about something from the news. It was while creating that collateral, creating that marketing sample, I found something on WallStreetJournal.com, WSJ.com, that talked about Black Hat Conference 2024, and that they met in Las Vegas, Nevada. They had some kind of competition, and they were able to open through cyber technology or cyber warfare or CYBE or something, all the hotel room doors inside the MGM Grand Hotel. I found it interesting. I took a snip and sketch with the date and time, and that was the news of the day that I put on the back of the substance use disorder, sheet of paper. So that's how I first heard of these two conferences in Las Vegas, Nevada, which are in August, which are about cyber, CYBER. After that, then I heard of DEF CON. And as some people know, I was homeless for 39 months. And I was in the Salvation Army Harbor Light Homeless Shelter. And I had a Target retail gift card that I put my own money on, $32. And I have, usually in the summer I wear sandals, and I was saving that $32 for whenever I got an apartment to buy things for the apartment. Things like a shower curtain, dishwashing soap to wash the dishes, shower detergent, laundry detergent, a shower piece of plastic so I can take a shower every day, toilet paper, toilet tissue. And so I took that Target retail gift card, went to Target, and bought a pair of flip-flops, a pair of sandals. And when I was, past tense, walking around Minneapolis, Minnesota, in Hennepin County, Minnesota, I'm talking DEF CON conference, DEF CON. I didn't realize that maybe, perhaps, President Biden and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff were at the highest level of awareness because my last name's Moore, M-O-R-E, and we were at DEF CON. I didn't say DEF CON conference, and the DEF CON conference is DEF spacebar CON. So when I'm in the flip-flops, when I go into Salvation Army Harbor Light, Safe Bay Transformation, room 159, people maneuvered me to count the flip-flops from the front door, from the door where you go into where the bunk beds are for the 80 homeless men, to the back door, and counting the flips and the flops. DEF CON. What came out of the DEF CON conference was a DARPA AI Cyber Challenge. And think of that, like, to me it looks like South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, because it's an uppercase A, an uppercase I, which some people could say like ow, a small x, and an uppercase C, and an uppercase C. And this, again, is a the United States Department of Defense military press release, August 11, 2024. I also talked, maybe this is what I was talking about. I talked about something on July 25th, 2024, here in Minnesota. I won a contest in the colleges or universities that make up the Big Ten that can play in Pasadena in the Rose Bowl for college professors for $50,000, $100,000 if they publish some kind of new research. It's my own opinion, no one has told me, that this turns into a $14 million project. There are 7 finalists that are competing for 1 year until DEF CON Conference 2025, and it was being managed out of the United States Department of Health and Human Services under President Biden. With President Trump, I am not sure who is managing this project. What I think is important is there are 7 finalists. What are each of these 7 finalists and their teams, they were awarded $2 million each, trying to accomplish to win the contest in August of 2025? They are bulleted with solid circles. Those are the names of the 7 teams. The 7th noun this week is not a noun from the last 7 days, or not a noun from this month, January 2025, this year. It is something that I remembered when I left being a barista at SBUX, SBUX, Starbucks Coffee. And that is that Starbucks this is from the New York Times, Starbucks ends conversation starters on race. Howard D. Schultz, the chief executive of Starbucks, sent a letter to employees on Sunday that baristas would no longer be encouraged to write the phrase, quote, race together, end quote, on customers' coffee cups, drawing to a close a widely derided component of the company's plan to promote a discussion on racial issues. It was March 22nd, 2005, in the New York Times by Ravisomaiya. And coincidentally, I started working at Starbucks Coffee November 22nd, 2014. The last day, March 16th, 2015. This week's 7th. Now. And this week's 8th and final noun is from the Security and Exchange Commission and Endeavor, Ari Emanuel, IMG, Mark McCormick, Arnold Palmer, and I subscribe to Endeavor's investor relations filings with the Securities and Exchange Commission. They have something called TROLUCE, Trolus Capital Advisors, LLC, Trolus Special Opportunities, Roman numeral 2, LP, Trolus Nexus Fund, LP. And there's a comma after the Roman numeral 2 for the P in Trolus Special Opportunities. These are Rule 13-D-1, open parent, lowercase c, close parent, to Puerto Rico and the U.S. Cayman Islands. Jared R. Dubin, D-U-B-I-N, and it's a 7-page PDF. These were securities sold January 17th, 2025. I only printed out 3 pages of the PDF. At 9:09 a.m. here in Minneapolis, Minnesota, 9:10 a.m. in Minneapolis, Minnesota, with a video at 17 minutes and 56 seconds, the more you know.